The modern world has created an illusion of success so strong that it feels almost impossible to escape. We're constantly surrounded by images of people who seem to have it all: success, wealth, beauty, confidence, and happiness. Every scroll through social media feels like a silent reminder of where we are not, of what we haven't yet achieved. We compare our quiet struggles to someone else's highlight reel, and without even realizing it, we begin to believe that we are falling behind. Somewhere deep inside, we start to wonder why our journey doesn't look like theirs, why success seems to come so easily to others while we're still trying to figure it all out. What we don't see is the truth behind the illusion that success has never been instant, effortless, or guaranteed. We've mistaken visibility for value, attention for achievement, and applause for progress. In chasing the surface, we've lost connection with the substance. We live in a time where everyone is told they can be successful overnight. Quick fame, viral moments, and instant followers have become the new currency of worth. We're told to dream big, but rarely taught the patience and persistence required to make those dreams real. And when things don't happen as fast as we expected, we start to doubt ourselves. We convince ourselves that maybe we're not good enough, that maybe we missed our chance, that maybe success just isn't meant for us. But success doesn't avoid us, we avoid the process that leads to it. We've been conditioned to chase results without respecting the journey, to seek recognition before earning mastery. The problem isn't that success is out of reach, it's that we've stopped reaching in the right way. Every generation has its challenges, but ours faces a unique kind of pressure, the pressure to constantly prove ourselves. We no longer chase success for fulfillment, but for validation, for likes, for approval. We confuse being known with being respected and being seen with being significant. The world has convinced us that the faster we move, the more we matter, but real success doesn't rush. It builds slowly, quietly, layer by layer, through effort that no one applauds and sacrifices that no one sees. The truth is, success is not found in the moment you achieve something, it's built in the countless moments you were tempted to give up but didn't. What makes success feel out of reach is not the lack of opportunity, talent, or intelligence, but the lack of patience and depth. We're too busy chasing the feeling of success instead of doing the work that creates it. We're waiting for shortcuts that don't exist, for perfect timing that never comes. But success isn't a miracle, it's a mindset. It's not something you find, it's something you build, brick by brick, day after day, in silence, when no one is watching. The illusion fades the moment we realize that success has never been about speed, comparison, or applause. It has always been about growth, perseverance, and the courage to keep going when it would be easier to stop. We live in a world that rewards speed. Everything we want is just a click away: food, entertainment, answers, even attention. We've built a culture where waiting feels like a waste of time and patience feels like weakness. We want results now, success now, happiness now. But in the process of getting everything faster, we've forgotten that real growth has never been instant. The soil still needs time to nurture a seed, muscles still need time to grow through resistance, and character still needs time to develop through struggle. Yet we expect our dreams to appear overnight, as if life should move at the pace of our technology. This obsession with instant gratification is silently robbing us of the depth and fulfillment that come from earning something through effort. The biggest mistake of our generation is believing that success should be as immediate as the world around us. We scroll through people's lives and see the final product, the success story, the celebration, the moment of victory, but we never see the years of discipline, the silent sacrifices, and the failures that shaped those results. We want the outcome without the process, the reward without the road, the prize without the pain. We become so addicted to quick dopamine hits that we no longer know how to stay committed when progress isn't visible. The moment things get uncomfortable, we label it as failure. The truth is, discomfort is the birthplace of growth. It's the space where we build resilience, confidence, and strength. But because we're conditioned to seek comfort, we quit before the process can transform us. Every great success story in history shares a common thread: endurance. The willingness to stay when others leave, to keep building when nothing seems to be working, to trust the process even when it feels endless. Yet our generation, surrounded by speed and convenience, has lost that art. We've mistaken movement for progress and busyness for purpose. We keep jumping from one thing to another, chasing excitement instead of mastery, and in doing so, we never give anything enough time to grow. Success is not supposed to feel easy. It's supposed to challenge you, stretch you, and force you to evolve. But we often give up right before the breakthrough, not realizing that every failure was preparing us for the next step. Instant gratification may give temporary pleasure, but it steals long-term satisfaction. True fulfillment comes from the effort invested, from knowing that you earned what you achieved. The process itself becomes the reward when you understand its purpose. We need to remember that real success cannot be downloaded, copied, or faked. It's built slowly, through patience, humility, and consistency. The most meaningful things in life, trust, mastery, love, and purpose, all take time. You can't rush what needs to be built with care, and once we learn to embrace the wait, to value the process as much as the outcome, success no longer feels out of reach. It becomes something within our grasp, patiently waiting for us to slow down long enough to deserve it. The reason success often feels so distant isn't because we aren't capable, but because we've lost connection with purpose. We live in a world obsessed with goals, achievements, and outcomes, but very few people stop to ask themselves why they're chasing what they're chasing. We pursue careers, recognition, and wealth because we think they will make us feel complete. But once we get them, something still feels missing. That emptiness isn't failure. It's a signal that we've been chasing success without meaning. Purpose is what gives direction to effort. It's what turns struggle into strength and sacrifice into fulfillment. Without purpose, even winning feels hollow because we don't know what we're winning for. The absence of purpose is what makes achievement feel temporary and success feel out of reach, no matter how high we climb. When purpose is missing, we start living on autopilot. We wake up, work, achieve, and repeat, but it all starts to feel mechanical. We begin to question why our accomplishments don't bring lasting happiness. That's because purpose is not something external, it's something deeply personal. It's the why behind every what. It's the quiet voice that reminds us what truly matters when everything else fades away. Without it, success becomes a treadmill, constant motion without progress, exhaustion without fulfillment. But when we rediscover our why, everything changes. The obstacles don't disappear, but they start to make sense. The challenges become meaningful because they're part of something larger than ourselves. Purpose doesn't just make you more focused, it makes you more resilient. When you have a reason to keep going, you stop counting the hours and start counting the impact. You stop running away from failure and start using it as fuel. Purpose turns frustration into patience and pain into growth. It keeps you grounded when life feels uncertain and gives you strength when everything seems to fall apart. People who live with purpose don't need external motivation because their drive comes from within. They understand that success isn't about being better than others. It's about becoming better than they were yesterday. Too many people are chasing success that doesn't belong to them, a dream inherited from society, family, or the internet. But true success begins the moment you define it for yourself. It's not about what the world expects of you. It's about what fulfills you from within. Once you connect your goals to your deeper purpose, even small steps start to feel significant. Every effort feels worthwhile because it aligns with something meaningful. Success, then, stops being a race against others and becomes a journey toward your best self. Purpose doesn't make life easier, but it makes it worth it. It's the invisible force that transforms ambition into legacy and work into contribution. When your actions are guided by purpose, success is no longer measured by how far you've gone, but by how deeply you've lived. That's when success stops feeling out of reach and starts becoming a natural extension of who you are, not something you chase, but something you live. We often admire the greatness of others without realizing the patience and persistence that built it. We see the success but not the struggle, the result but not the repetition, the achievement but not the years of invisible effort that came before it. The truth is, every dream worth pursuing demands consistency. Success isn't born in moments of excitement, but in countless quiet hours of discipline. The world celebrates the breakthrough, but the real story happens in silence, in the moments when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, and when giving up feels easier than going on. Those who rise to greatness are not always the most talented or gifted. They are the ones who kept showing up when motivation faded. They are the ones who trusted the process even when progress was invisible. Patience is one of the most underrated strengths in our generation. We've been taught to move fast, to chase what's trending, and to pivot when results don't come quickly. But real mastery cannot be rushed. The most successful people understand that patience is not passive, it's powerful. It's the courage to keep planting seeds even when the harvest is nowhere in sight. It's the discipline to stay consistent even when your progress feels slow. Every day you show up and give your best, even in small ways. You're building something that compounds over time. You may not see it today or tomorrow, but growth is happening beneath the surface. It's shaping your skills, your mindset, and your strength. Consistency is not glamorous, but it's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's easy to stay focused when everything is going right, but true consistency is proven when life gets difficult. The moment when you're tired, uninspired, and questioning yourself, that's where the foundation of success is laid. Every repetition, every small effort, every refusal to quit adds another layer to your strength. People often say they want success, but they underestimate the patience required to build something meaningful. It's not about intensity, it's about endurance. Anyone can work hard for a day, but few can keep working with the same dedication for years. The beauty of patience and consistency is that they transform you along the way. The longer you stay committed, the stronger your character becomes. You learn resilience, humility, and self-trust. You begin to understand that success isn't something that suddenly appears, it's something that quietly grows with every choice you make. The process might test you, but it's also preparing you for the weight of the success you seek. When you stay consistent, even small actions start to create momentum. Over time, that momentum becomes unstoppable. So many people quit right before they are about to succeed, not realizing that the struggle they feel is proof that something is building. Success does not come to those who wait for the right moment. It comes to those who keep showing up despite not seeing results yet. The most powerful truth about patience and consistency is this: the effort you put in today will one day become the reason you stand tall tomorrow. The journey may be slow, but every step forward brings you closer to the person you were meant to become. It's time to redefine what success truly means, because for too long we've measured it by the wrong standards. We've been taught to chase titles, followers, money, and applause, but those things are not the essence of success, they are only its reflections. Real success is much deeper. It's not about how many people know your name, but about how many lives are better because of your actions. It's not about the speed of your achievements, but about the strength of your character. Success is not a finish line to cross, it's a way of living every single day. The world has convinced us that success is rare and unreachable, but that's only because we've defined it in ways that exclude authenticity, peace, and purpose. When we strip away the noise and look within, we realize that success was never about being the best, it's about being better than we were yesterday. This generation's greatest mistake is confusing attention with impact. We seek to be seen rather than to grow. We chase validation rather than fulfillment. But true success doesn't need to be witnessed by the world to be real. It happens quietly in the choices we make when no one's watching. It's found in the courage to keep going when it feels like nothing is changing, in the humility to learn when our pride wants to prove, and in the strength to be kind in a world that often rewards cruelty. Success is built on integrity, consistency, and the desire to serve something greater than ourselves. When your motivation shifts from "look at me" to "let me make a difference," you unlock a kind of success that no one can take away from you. Redefining success means letting go of the idea that it's something you reach at a certain point in life. It's not a trophy, a bank balance, or a viral moment. It's a continuous journey of becoming, of growing through your failures, learning through your pain, and showing up with purpose even when it's hard. The most successful people are not necessarily the ones who have achieved the most, but those who have remained faithful to their purpose despite the challenges. Success is not found in moments of comfort, it's built in seasons of persistence. It's not about what you have, but about who you become in the process of pursuing your dreams. When you begin to live with this understanding, the pressure to rush fades away. You stop comparing yourself to others because you realize that your journey is uniquely yours. You stop chasing perfection and start focusing on progress. You stop measuring your worth by how visible your results are and start appreciating how deeply you've grown. The moment you detach your value from external validation, you step into real power. You begin to experience peace, clarity, and fulfillment not because everything is perfect, but because you're finally aligned with your purpose. Success stops being a destination and becomes a state of being, a reflection of who you are and what you stand for. And when that happens, you'll realize success was never out of reach. It was always waiting for you to slow down, stay true, and become the person you were always meant to be.